All right. It's that time. It's time for Beyond Sight and Sound. Let's do this.
Hey boys and girls, we are going to talk about S&W shooters and prospectors. What is S&W shooters and prospectors?
We at S&W Shooters and Prospectors help people find treasure.
Did you say treasure?
Yes, treasure. Just listen to this amazing review from our happy customer, Jackie Sparrow.
Chocolate ship shape and a pleasure to deal with. I was able to buy everything that I needed at prices that were shillings less than others. I found my 9 pieces of 8 in no time. Savvy?
I know you're asking yourself, why should I shop at S&W Shooter and Prospectors?
Chuck Smalley has over 45 years of metal detecting experience. He works with each customer one-on-one to customize their setup to match their skill level.
So if you always dreamt of being a pirate, contact Chuck at S&W Shooters and Prospectors and he'll dig up a great deal for you.
iPads and rum not included.
Caution. Please do not operate motor vehicles or power equipment while under the influence of this show. Listening to this show could cause side effects such as bouts of laughter, violent binges of cabin fever, and even dreams of silver and gold. Please be advised. Now that the fine print is out of the way, on with the show.
All right. We're back. We're live once again. Let's see here. Okay, so get this straight here. Spot price as we start off the show, $36.79 for silver and $3,367 for gold. Still up there pretty good. I mean, silver's still dancing around 37. It's nice to see if you're finding silver. Probably a little tough if you're putting on a hunt, though, and you're trying to obtain silver to seed in the ground. That makes it a little rough. Obviously, we get our spot price in from Dennis, Phil's in, Emery's in, Barks detecting, Frankie Juarez. Man, everybody's coming through. Barb's in. Good to see. Definitely. All right, now I will change this around, jump over to the other screen, and we will get Chuck in here. There he is.
Hey, everybody. How we doing tonight?
All right.
Good. Yeah. I'm glad to see the golds came back around a little bit. The silver.
Especially fixing to go to Alaska. I bet you're real glad to see that.
Yeah, was talking to you there a little earlier, I was getting sub-gram nuggets all the way up to large ones, and I was testing different coils on the 900 and the Manicore today. And the Manicore M9 in that gold prospecting mode is killer.
Right?
I was very impressed. Now, I don't have the mineralization that we deal with up there or the hot rocks here, but the size of the pieces it was hitting on, I had one that's called a chispa, just a little bit edge of gold on it, and the rest was quartz, and it was hitting that real well. The 900 with the stock coil, it would just click. Now, when I put the 6-inch on, it was picking it up pretty well. So I'm just
Right.
trying different things, and which one am I taking? Am I taking the 9 or the Manicore? I'm taking my SDC and be working some PI in that new ground, and we'll see how that does.
Well,
I,
hopefully you come up with some nice chunks.
yeah, I hope we all do. I hope we all do. And I'm taking some small pieces for test pieces for people to work with their machines and tune them up good. And we see how that does. And I know I've got at least 2 bringing 6,000s. I'll have the STC 2300, and there'll be 800s there. There'll be
900s,
900.
Manicores.
Yes, sir. So we'll see how it goes. I've had a report or two that they have been finding some gold on the new push. So nothing major yet, but they're finding enough to keep people happy.
Yeah. Well, we'll wait for your crew to show up and see what happens.
Yeah, that's what Betty says. Usually our crew shows up and shows everybody up.
Right?
Mm.
Nothing wrong with that.
No, sir. No, sir.
Not at all.
Mm-mm. No. And we got a good show tonight, too.
Yeah, I think so. I'm looking forward
Yeah.
to this.
Yeah.
I think
Yeah.
the folks in the chat will get a kick out of it too.
Yeah. And that'll be a lot of fun. We'll get him in here in a minute. And again, a world of thanks goes out to all the treasure hunters that came to our hunt and supported a cause for us. And the guys were amazed, and they were very happy. They doubled the amount of monies that we put into it already, and a couple other things for more library driven things for the kids during the summer. We do a science night. We bring them down, touch a truck type of stuff, and get them all kinds of. Well, probably send them home with too much candy.
Get them all fired up on sugar
That's
and
right.
send them.
That's right. That's what you got to do. It
Well,
works.
there you go.
Yeah, but they look forward to it, and they come down and get all sticky, and then we got to wash every truck because there's hand marks with candy on it.
Right?
That's
Yep.
well worth it.
That's the
That's
way it
well
goes.
worth it.
Well
Yeah,
worth it though.
yes it is. So
So, what do you say we get our guest in?
yeah, let's get Mr. Randy in here and introduce him to
Yeah,
everybody.
tonight we've got Randy DeMario, and man, I'll tell you what, he's been tearing it up with the finds.
Yeah, yeah,
He's been doing good.
and he
And
was one of
just
the lucky winners of a detector. He won a legend.
yeah, he won a legend. He won a pinpointer.
Yep.
He found all sorts of coins, tokens, whatever.
Yeah.
And he's since taken that legend out and found a number of rings with it. And well, both of us got to learn a thing or two about rings the other day. But
Yeah,
yeah,
we did.
let's get Randy in, and we'll get this thing rolling for everybody. So here we go. We've got Randy DeMario.
Hello, everybody.
How is
Hey.
it going, Randy?
It's going. It's going.
Well, thank you for taking the time to sit down with us tonight.
Oh, I'm glad to. I'm honored to be here.
So I guess for those who may not know, let's give them a quick rundown. How did you get in the hobby? What got you started in metal detecting?
I was about 8 or 9 years old in 1968, 69. A good friend of our family had bought a White's Coin Master, and he took us out with him. And it was his job to find the coin, and it was my brother and I's job to dive down and be the first one to dig up what that thing found. And yeah, we loved going out back then. Back then, it was something like nobody had ever done, and it was fun.
Oh yeah, I mean that at that time, you know, everything was a silver coin.
Yeah,
Everything was
yeah,
treasure, pretty much.
yeah. You still had silver in circulation, and we would go to a little league field where I lived in Roseland at the time, and that place was just crawling with silver dimes, crawling with them.
Mm.
Yeah, but that was my
Nice.
initiation into it.
And then apparently you got out of it for a while.
Well, I picked it up again in about when I got out of high school in 1979. I picked it up with my dad because he was into it already, and I had to play a little catch up with him. And I bought my first detector was a Bounty Hunter Red Baron. And
That's an oldie.
The old red box.
Used that one for a little bit, and then I bought a DE 280 Bounty Hunter, and that was a pretty good machine. I found a lot of stuff with that one. And then I moved up to a Fisher 555D, and absolutely loved that. I still have that machine, and I
Wow.
love that thing. I love that machine, and ran that one until the kids became age to get into sports, and that's when I had to hang the hobby up for a while and team up with the kids and be a part of their sporting lives.
Cool.
Yeah.
Nice. Nice. And then you got back into it again, and I think you said you what was it, an F-75, I think you started running then.
Yes, my brother had bought an Equinox 800, and he said to me, you know what, you ought to get back into it. Okay. So I started doing a little research on machines, and I had a few saved on my Amazon account. And my wife bought me an F-75 for Christmas. And that's what got me back into it 7 years ago. And I ran that F-75. I found a lot of good stuff with that machine.
They're good machines.
Yeah,
they were.
it's a good machine.
Yeah, absolutely.
Then I sold a classic car. A few years back, I sold a 1968 AMX.
Oh wow!
Yeah, it was a nice car. It was
Did you
really
ever drive your AMX over to Cordova? Once a year they have an American Motors get together over here. There'll be several hundred different the AMXs, the Javelins, their series, and they have a whole weekend. They rent the track, they race them. It's the most AMC cars you'll ever see.
Yeah. Now we did a lot of car shows with it, and then it just got to be something in the garage that was costing me money. So you know what? It's time for it to go to another owner, and I sold that to a guy in Joliet, and then I bought my Deus 2 with part of the proceeds,
There you go.
and real good move to make. Real good move to make. It was.
Good.
Yeah, little bit of acclamation to them, but not much.
A little bit of acclamation would have been an understatement, because I think in the first month I wanted to throw that thing in the dumpster. I just couldn't get the hang of it. I couldn't get the hang, and I thought, boy, did I waste a lot of money. And then all of a sudden, after about a month, things started to fall in line, and I really started to find a lot of nice coins. Yeah.
Nice.
Good.
So I'm
Nice.
basically trying to figure out the legend now. We'll see how
Right?
it goes.
Well, and Quarter Hoarder has one of the best tutorial walkthroughs on the legend that I've seen.
He does.
I have been watching him a lot. Yeah.
We
Yeah.
tried to get Quarter Hoarder here, but things had changed. He came to a previous hunt in Galesburg we had, and he's a good emissary of our hobby. And he and Dog Tag Doug, they're good guys. They
Yeah,
know their machines. They do well with them.
I met them at our Dig Fest one year. They came. Yeah, they're real good guys.
Yes, they are.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
And they live out in an area that has some of the oldest
Super old history.
history that our country has to offer, and they found coins that go back well into English history too, late
Yeah,
1600s, early 1700s, and even before that. And they get on some pretty neat sites.
Oh yeah, they do.
that would be a dream trip for me to go there.
There you
Yeah,
go. There you
him
go.
and what is it, Green Mountain Metal Detecting? He's
Yeah,
Oh
another
I've
yeah,
watched
one that's
Brad.
up there. Yeah, that is such a great area to be in.
Yep.
Yeah, he does some really nice work with his videos as well.
Yeah. Oh,
A lot of fun. So, what do you think when you were doing it early on, back in the days of yore, when
Yeah.
we found mostly all silver and bottle caps? What do you think your best find was in that era you started in?
we were hunting curb strips,
Yep.
and we found a woman's engagement ring that she
Wow.
lost getting out of her car, and it
Excellent.
was a big, beautiful ring, and we returned it to her.
Nice.
Way to
Yeah,
go.
returned it to her.
Good job.
Yep.
Nothing wrong with that at all.
Oh, and I
Nope.
want to say my dad in the next door neighbor's yard found a shield nickel in her backyard.
Well,
Good.
even back then, that'd be something to
That's
definitely
a
take
nice
notice
find.
of and
Oh
talk
yeah,
about.
yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
Well, you also then moved to a bounty hunter Red Baron, right?
That was my first one. Yeah, the Red Baron was my first machine.
Well, that was the first machine.
And then I went to the DE 280 by Bounty Hunter.
Mm-hmm.
And that's the machine that my dad ran, and he was very successful with it. You know, we used to hit the forest preserves over here in Cook County,
Yeah.
and oh boy, some of the stuff he was finding out of there, old
Oh
horse
yeah.
carriage tags.
They've found some really good stuff for many years out of there until it got shut down.
Man,
Yep.
I don't understand. What was the reasoning behind shutting it down?
Well,
People not filling their holes is what I heard.
that's what I was told too. They weren't being jurisprudent in taking care of the ground, and forest preserve. They'd find holes dug under trees, tree roots, things like that, left open. So they just shut it down.
Well,
And it's a shame too, because it ruined it for everybody.
Yep.
sure did.
I saw a lot of nice finds come out of there.
Yep.
People definitely made some nice finds.
So we got to continue to teach them the right way of doing it.
Yeah.
For sure, yeah. Now, walking around in that field, for as many hunts as they've had out where the swing into summer was, that ground looked fine. I didn't see anything that was, where it hadn't been repaired properly.
Yep.
They look like, the guys who were hunting that did a pretty good job of putting everything back together.
Yeah, they did. And it's been
Yeah.
hunted many, many, many years. That section of river frontage due to the history all the way up heading toward the next town, Rapid City, and they take good care of it. And across the road at Linowick Park, that's state owned. The Rangers have always let us hunt, and it had a lot of good history. That was like an amusement park area, and yeah, they still let us go in and hunt it.
Now, did you get a chance to go back after the swing into summer was done and hit that field for anything that
Yeah,
was
I
left
did, but
behind?
it was a couple days after. I think let's go see what I maybe can hit. I'll tell you what. I think they took a vacuum cleaner to that field. That thing had been hunted out well. Now I
Wow.
didn't go over to where the kids' hunt was, but I just wandered around out in it a little while. I picked up a couple uh, pennies. One was a wheat penny, and they weren't from that hunt. They had to be previous to that because they were down a couple inches in the ground, maybe three. And no, I was not hitting anything surface or near surface at all. They worked that ground good for the hot weather.
Yeah, they picked it over pretty good. I know that the day of the hunt, I saw a few diehards out there in the field after most of the people had come in, and it's like,
Yep.
man, kudos to those people. I couldn't do it.
Yeah, it
Yeah,
was
it was
nothing
a
out
scorcher.
there.
Yeah, it was
It
a
was
scorcher.
it
So
was definitely hot.
yes, it was. Yes, it was. But I know the meet and greet went over well. That was a lot of fun. The hunt did too. And we'll see if they're planning on the one next year. I already think they are. So we'll get the word out a little earlier this year and see who we can gather up to come hang with us.
For sure.
Yeah, we got it out a little late, but we hit the ground running with it and did what we could.
That's right.
And
That's
it
right.
was it was a great time. It was a great time.
Well, we're glad you came over and you enjoyed it.
So
Now,
glad I went to it.
after you had spent the years with the kids in the sports and you finally picked up detecting again and you went into a dais, how'd you do in the beginning of your dais?
Like I say, I hated it. I thought I wasted my money. I just struggled with that thing, and I'm trying these factory programs, and I'm digging nails, I'm digging everything but a coin. And I used to take both machines with me all the time.
Yeah,
I got out to that park that day, and I was probably frustrated up to about here.
yeah.
Looked at that dais, and I looked at the F-75, and I closed the hatch on the dais. I left it in the trunk.
There you go.
I'm going to hunt this with the F-75 today. Yeah.
Speaking of which, we did have a question in the chat as to whether or not you found the F-75 to be chatty.
Where I hunted, yes. If I ran my sensitivity too high, it would get chatty. I found it to be probably best around 60, 65, the sensitivity, and it was well behaved at that.
Ah, nice.
If I tried pushing 70, 75, yeah, it would chatter.
Okay. Because I know we had somebody in the chat, Barks, I think, has an F-75.
Yeah, if you keep that sensitivity down, and it still detects deep. It'll find deep coins. It will.
Oh yeah, the fishers could go deep.
Yeah, they did. I sold Fisher through Williams Distribution in Chicago, and I sold a lot of Fishers, and they all liked them very much. And I liked it. And other advancements were coming in with other companies. Lights was moving up, and of course, this company nobody knew about called My Lab showed up, and I started trying their machines out and picked them up. So it the advancements through everything. I've tried other machines, other companies, and but the ones that we talked about earlier, those several that are still making advancements, tuning up, and working on stuff,
Right, the
they're
big
beating the
three,
pack.
so to speak.
Yeah, so I fully expect to see some good advancements from other companies too coming up.
Oh yeah.
The one machine I've never swung is a Mine Lab. I've never used one.
We
Never had
may
to swing one.
we may have to try to
The
bring him
guy,
to the dark side, Chuck.
yeah, yeah. The guy in the chat, Kevin Barkley, Barks we call him, he ran an F-75 till the tape started falling off from when he repaired it with tape. And his son bought a Mine Lab from me and then moved up to the Manticore here recently. And his son was basically waxing him out in the
Just
field,
killing it.
killing it. So he decided to move over to the dark side, and he likes his Mine Lab a lot.
Yeah.
I hear a,
And now they've got Emery that hunts with them, and he runs a Mine Lab.
Yeah, and he's another one that's killing it.
yeah, I hear a
Oh
lot of good
yeah.
about that Manicore.
Yeah, he
Yeah.
he found. I'm talking in the first couple of months he was using it. He was in Central Illinois at an old church, and literally found a one-off rosette, which has been verified by some experts off the East Coast to be one of the rarest rosettes from the Civil War,
Wow.
attributed to a general who designed his own rosette. And Uncle Billy himself. And yeah, and they're coming out. We're going to try and do an article on it. They're coming out. They want to go to the site. They want to talk about this because there's no others.
Yeah. No one else in the Civil War would have had this.
Nope. So, and he's been contacted by a lot of collectors already.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. So that's pretty cool. That's
Yep.
pretty cool stuff. He found a cache of nickels, and they're all V nickels. So yeah, the Mine Lab's working well for him. The Manicore is singing a tune.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
Yeah,
He's getting it handled.
Yep. Now Deus is keeping moving forward. They just come out with another coil and some advancements. And that Deus 2 is pretty cool. So yeah, and Mine Lab is moving forward. Garrett's trying to move forward with more. Their Axiom for the Goldfield is a very good detector. So that's cool. They're trying to hang in there, and we'd like to see that because we've lost some good companies because they haven't moved forward.
Right. That is true.
Now
And I
you said,
know Chuck had asked you earlier what your most significant find was back in that era. But since you got back into detecting with the F-75 and the D2, what's been your most significant find from that period of time?
I got to say that 1917 Standing Liberty quarter.
that's
That
pretty
was
cool.
sharp. That was a
That,
nice looking coin.
that
Yep.
coin, it, I I still look at it and I'm like, wow. And when I dug it, I just put it on top of the dirt and I took a picture of it and I put it away. And I sent the
Right.
picture to my brother. My brother's like, did you take a good look at that? I said, no, not really. He says, wait till you get home and take a look at that thing, he said. And then I did, and I was like, wow, that thing is...
Did they have a mint mark, Randy? Was that an S?
Yes, it was an S.
I thought it did. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's a good one.
That
Yeah.
would probably be... Yeah, I would put that one at the top. For sure.
That's a nice one.
Yes, it is.
I'm still chasing my seeded coin, and I'm still chasing a large cent.
Okay. Yeah, I'm still chasing one. I'm chasing a half cent.
A half cent. Wow.
I've never found a half cent. I've found large cents. I found British half cents here, but never a U.S. half cent. So that's one of my things I'm chasing. And I've been fortunate and got into some good large cents in a couple areas out here, mostly down into the southeast Iowa. I like to hunt that river crossing, and there's another one or two up here that have yielded me some pretty nice stuff. So, seeded coins, I've had a pretty good run on them the past couple of years again. So,
Yeah.
it'll
Especially
come, Randy. It'll
times.
come.
I think last year I pulled 9 barber dimes.
Uh huh.
And every
Not
time I
bad.
look at the back of that, and I
Ha.
got to roll it
Yeah.
over.
Play the game. Roll it over. Is it barber or is it seeded?
So,
Yeah, and it would
you're
always
able,
be a barber.
but you're able to do a lot of beach hunting
Yeah,
up in the Chicago
yeah.
area. So, rings are
Especially
kind of
now.
a forte for you.
Yeah, especially now because my parkway where I love to hunt, it is so dry there that if you go digging in there now, you're going to kill everything that you dig, no matter what kind of plug you dig.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
So I'm kind of hoping that we could get some rain here soon to get that dampened up a little bit again where I can go back in there.
Right.
And I want to take both machines. I want to take that one and the D2 and the Legend there. And I want to try going low and slow with zeros on reactivity, 0 on discrimination, and I want to run it at 4 kilohertz. I want to try to run the thing about as wide open as I can.
Okay.
There
See
you
if
go.
there's deeper stuff that I missed.
Well, when you're down that low, the VLF range, they're known to pick up deep silver.
Well,
Yeah.
I'm going to go see. Maybe I missed something. Maybe it didn't reach something.
You got to give it a try.
Yeah, like you say,
Well,
once
and
that gets wettened up again in the fall, that's what I'll be doing.
oh, that'll be a great time to hit it too.
Yeah.
But
You start to get your depth back then.
now it's beach hunting and work the beach for a little bit till you get hot, and then you go in the water.
There you go.
Right. And I've noticed lately, since swing into summer, you like kind of splitting your day between the Legend and the D2.
Yeah, well, I think I'm up to 12 or 14 hours right now on the Legend since I won it.
Not bad. I mean, you've only had that thing a little over a week.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You're getting out there.
But I try to run both of them, not comparing the two because I have nowhere near where I need to be on the Legend yet. I like it, and I think it's got a lot of potential. I see a lot of potential in that machine. So the more we play with it, and the more we use it, I think the better the finds are going to get with it.
Yep.
Yeah,
Well,
I would say so.
I would say so too. What mode you running in now?
Right now, I've gone to, on the Legend, I'm running in the field. I'm using the field mode at M2.
Mm-hmm.
And then basically just adjusting reactivity, the iron filter a little bit.
Right.
And playing around with tone breaks and tone frequencies.
Yep.
You know,
Okay.
Right.
You,
yeah,
you you're getting into it. You're figuring it out.
yeah, oh yeah, I'm enjoying it too. I mean,
Well,
it seems to be better in the water than it is on the dry stand. Maybe I'm not getting something exactly right on the dry stand because it wants to run a little chattier on the dry stand.
right.
In the water, it's silent until it finds something.
Right. So,
Nice.
excuse me, I'm going to step away. I got to fix something for the dog over there.
Uh-oh.
Yeah, I'll be back.
Well, it just goes to show you're definitely putting that detector that you wanted to use.
Oh yeah, yes, and I'm enjoying it. I have
Yeah.
nothing but time now, so
And it gives you, an opportunity to try something different that you may not have necessarily tried before.
exactly. Now, a lot of people say that the menu on the Legend is a lot like the menu on the Equinox on the Mine Labs.
Yes and no.
So I thought, maybe maybe I can grab up that one my brother had and try swinging that thing because now he has a Deus too.
Oh, you sold him on a dais, huh?
I was kind of beating the pants off him out in the field. He had no choice. He'll say differently, and he's probably listening tonight, and I'll get a phone call when this is over.
So he's going, if you can't beat them, join them.
Yeah, he was getting slapped around pretty good out in the field.
Well, nothing wrong with that.
No,
Nice,
no,
friendly
no.
competition.
He's set to
Yeah.
retire here in a couple of years, and then I'll have a full-time hunting partner.
Oh, there you go.
Yeah.
Nothing wrong with that. And the way it sounds, after being to swing into summer, it sounds like you'll be bringing some friends with you next time.
Yeah, I have a good buddy out here in Cedar Lake who, he was, wow. As a matter of fact, his name is Randy too. And he was like, yeah, I'm going with you next year. Okay.
Yep. Yeah, a
Yeah.
lot of people, they'll tell me, because we promote Swing into Summer, we have for quite a few years. And they'll tell me, well, I hear you guys talk about it, but I wasn't expecting it to be quite like this. I mean, this is great. And it's like, well, see, is it anything that I didn't make it out to be? Oh no, it was all that and then some.
I think you underplayed it myself. That event was really, really good. The people were fantastic. Yeah.
Yep.
No, it was a great event.
Yep. And that's kind of what we like to do. I mean, you can't tip your hand and show all the cards, you got to leave them get a
Yeah. Yeah.
little bit of a surprise there.
Yeah. You don't want them to see the whole
But
movie in the
yeah,
pre.
it's very, very well ran.
It
Right.
is. It's a
Yeah,
good
exactly. Very,
observation.
very well ran.
And
And it'll be
usually,
great to go ahead.
oh, I was going to say, usually the last week you wouldn't think that. We're all going, whoa, who's doing this? Who's got that? We got it covered. Okay, we got the trailer. I went and got the trailer. Okay, good. Move the tables and chairs in. And we were still searching out one last canopy for people. And that came together, so we had everything covered. But it always is like, oh my God, I've got that. It's fun.
Yeah, the closer to time of the event, the more hectic things
Right.
become, and
Right.
then at the end, everybody just kind of falls back into their chair like, oh, we've got another one
Yeah.
done.
Yeah. And, it's a good time. It's a
It
good
is.
time. Good people. All that club is good people.
I'm going to try to drag a few people there with me next year.
Well, good.
Try and pull a few more people and see if I can get them to go.
Yep. We'll see all how it shakes out and
Yeah.
go from
Sounds
there.
like we got one hooked, that's for sure.
Yeah. Yeah. So where'd you stay?
I stayed at My Place Hotel. It was
Okay.
about 10 minutes away from the park.
Okay. Okay.
Oh
Down in
wow.
the
So you must have been down there somewhere near where we were staying.
you exit out of the park and you turned right and you ran down and you down I forget what's the street, 13th Street or something it was,
Yeah, East Moline.
and then it was and
Oh,
all new buildings were back there. It was
yep. That's the new business park at East Moline. They demolished a lot of old buildings back in there, and you're right off the river there, weren't you?
I'm pretty sure, yeah.
Not far from
Yep.
it, that's for
What the-
sure.
Very nice. It's a very nice spot. Very good.
Yeah, they had like a big waterfall in front of the turn in. It was I can't
Yep.
remember, Bank Road or something like. It was nice. It was a beautiful complex, but the
Yep.
road construction, so you had to go down and
Yeah.
go past
Well,
another one and come up into a parking lot in order to get in because the road
the
was still
Flood
rough
City
going.
area can never get, they can never get all their roads done at one time.
No, it wasn't. No, it was nothing. It was a nice hotel to stay at. Very nice.
Good. Good.
Nice.
Close.
Nice. Yeah,
Yeah,
it's not
can't
too
beat
bad a
that.
drive. You drove by the old John Deere harvester plant.
Yes, I
It was
did.
good. Yep.
Yeah.
There you go.
Yep. They're still
There you go.
making combines there.
Really?
Yep.
Wow. There's a couple old brick buildings I drove by that looked like they may have been closed up for a while.
Yeah, there's a few of them down there that transitioned a lot of that stuff to different areas, and Moline, Illinois, is the international headquarters for John Deere. So there's a lot of John Deere here.
Wow.
Yep.
Well, can't
So
beat that.
no, no. So that's different place than everybody seemed to. We've talked to hotels out there and tried to get a group rate, and they'll do it, but you got to be able to present them, within so many days, so many people signing up, and so we kind of just give everybody kind of look. You go across the river, LeClaire. There's hotels there. East Moline, then up on the hill above Hampton, East Moline. There's Super 8s. There's all kinds of stuff. So, but a
Right.
lot of them this year came in campers, and we had those are nice campgrounds there.
Oh
And
yeah, Parks, Emery, Frank,
yeah,
they
there
were
were
all
several
camp.
others too. So
Yeah.
and the opportunity for camping, all that's right there. You can, even if you want, you can go into what they call Fisherman's Corner, and they have tent camping available.
Wow. Well, I'll tell you, we were like 5 minutes from the meet and greet and the hunt site. And Friday night, going to the meet and greet, it took us about 15 minutes to get there because we got stopped by the world's largest freight train.
Yeah.
Man, them trains are long out there.
Yes, they are. Yes, they are.
They take their freight seriously.
Yeah, and they're bringing. I mean, they come in across there, and I don't know, they're miles long. I swear to God.
Uh-huh.
Yep.
Yeah.
And they don't move fast through there either.
No. So, I mean, yeah, we were like 5 minutes from the meet and greet, but it took us 10 minutes to wait on the train.
Yep.
Oh, it was something else. And then with the heat, oh, good grief. Old Pelon in the house.
Hey, old Beeline, how you doing? Anyway, yeah. Well, Randy, you're welcome back. I'm glad you had a good time,
No,
and we had a good time.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I will
I'm very glad
definitely.
he had a good time.
Yeah. Yeah.
That was quite nice seeing that post that he put up going special thanks to Chuck and Josh for encouraging me to attend.
Yeah. Now let's talk about one thing you just found.
Yeah,
And you were out the other day, and
the highs and the
unfortunately,
lows.
the highs and lows
You
was
gotta
that.
bring that gut punch up, huh?
Oh, that. Hey, we've all had them. Trust
Yeah.
me.
Yeah,
Boy. And that
But
was
it looked in your photograph. It looked wonderful. It looked
looks
beautiful.
beautiful.
you should have saw that thing in the scoop when I rinsed the sand out of it.
Ah,
Uh-huh.
And I'm swishing it around, getting that sand out of that scoop, and I looked down there, and I think the ticker missed a beat or two. And when I
I can
did get it
understand
out,
why.
and I spun it around a little bit, and I saw the word Cartier in it, I thought, whoa, time out. Then reality sets in. You take it to the jeweler, and he throws it on the table and says it's fake.
oh,
Turns
Yeah,
out
that
oh,
had to be
that
that.
style of ring, he said, by Cartier is the number one faked ring in the world. He said it's so bad, jewelers will make one out of 18 karat gold and carve the Cartier name in there and make them up to look like a Cartier 18 karat gold. Only because they can get 4 times the price because of the name Cartier.
ah,
Yeah.
Yep.
oh.
And when I saw the 750, I know that's 18 karat. So
Yes,
I figured I better walk on water here real quick before I drop this thing and lose it.
oh,
And,
Lord.
yeah, boy, was that hurt. That one hurt.
Well, I imagine so. And I found one that, probably 10 years ago that was stamped LCT 75, and it was, no, it did not have a gold mark. And I took it down finally to a jeweler. I thought it had Lewis Comfort Tiffany, and the stones in it are beautiful. And they said, "Boy, that's nice," but he said, "I hate to tell you this, it ain't real." So it was done in antique mode, but it was a knockoff copy. So I feel for you on that one.
It's happened to us all, I guess. It's one of those that you back in the water the next day and hopefully you'll find something.
Yeah, that's
Take the
right,
blank off
Danny.
of that one.
We keep going. We keep going every time.
But you know
Yeah,
what?
when they say, "Oh, I hate to tell you this, but that one's fake," you go, "Well, I guess it's back to the drawing board, and maybe next time I'll get the real one."
Yeah.
Yeah.
I told the wife, I said, put that on your finger. The only way somebody's going to know it's not real is if you tell them.
Yeah,
The
yeah.
looks
Like
are
I
there.
said,
And
I'd turn it into a game. Let everyone think it is real, and see how many of her friends' husbands have metal detectors the next time you
yep,
see them.
I don't
yep.
want that. That's too many people on my beaches then. Oh, boy.
There you go.
You do have a good point.
That's right. That's right. So
Well, see,
I
when they start showing up on your beach, that's when you tell them, you know that thing's fake, don't you?
Yep. You guys spend a lot of money on a machine and you're going to find rings that are all fake.
boy. But hey, you did come up with some silvers.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah,
You know,
good.
that military cross was really cool.
Yes, it was.
Yeah, it
Is
was.
sterling silver with black onyx inlay. And he had the marksman bar, and there's a ring on the marksman bar where the second bar would have hung, but I couldn't find the other bar. It wasn't in there.
Uh,
So if it would have been a sharpshooter or something, but it was a World War II issue.
mm-hmm.
Yeah, pretty
Still
cool.
a very cool find.
Oh yeah,
Oh, that's nice stuff. That's
Yeah,
nice stuff.
found a
that's
23
definitely one
mark.
to be proud of.
Yep.
The 23 Merc, I counted them the other day. Now that's 46 for the year for me.
Good.
So that's doing
Keep
pretty
going.
good.
Yeah, and
Go.
that's not counting, silver from hunts. That's
No,
wild
that's not
silvers.
It's
counting
wild.
any seeded stuff. No, I don't
Yep.
do that.
Yep.
But 45 of them have come from this parkway, and one came out of a park here a couple towns up. But other than that, this parkway that we've been hunting has been unbelievable. 3 halves I've gotten out of there.
Oh, nice.
One. Yeah, I've gotten 2 walkers and a Franklin.
Nice.
Yeah, it's been a really good. My brother got an 1853 seated half dime.
Ooh.
Ooh, that's good stuff.
That's why I say I want to go back there now and crank everything down to 0 and 4 kilohertz with a 9-inch coil on 24 and work it slow.
There you go.
There you
Just
go.
run the 9-inch coil with it, and I want to cut it down to 4. See what's down.
Right. And just out of curiosity, I know you won the legend and you won a pinpointer at Swing Into Summer.
Yeah.
How did you do on the seeded hunts?
Excuse me, on what?
On the seeded hunts?
Oh, a bunch of dimes. I took a bunch of silver dimes. I did not find an XP token. That really upset me. But a lot of dollar coins and a lot of half dollars. I forget what I had.
Nice.
I had
$40 worth.
wow, good.
But then
That's not bad.
our team took 3rd place in the ID and me,
Mm-hmm.
and we won the Nocta expandable shovel.
The shovels. That's a nice shovel.
That thing will cut down a tree.
Yes, it will.
Wow, is that thing stout?
And it's sharp.
Yeah, that's the first time I've really gotten an up close look at them, and those are nice shovels.
Yep.
And one of the guys I worked with bought me one of those tool magnets, they're called.
Yeah.
To put onto your belt, and I had to steal less shovel, clink, and it would stick to the magnet, and I could detect.
Right.
Well, now I'm using the stainless steel one.
Yeah.
Magnet doesn't work good.
Doesn't work so hot.
Oh.
So I got to figure out some kind of a system that I can, maybe a Velcro strap, and just loop it on there and hang it on my side.
Yeah.
Well, and they do actually make shovel holders that you can put on your belt.
Something I'll have to look in, see who's making them. Got to
Yeah.
get.
I don't know. Do you carry those, Chuck?
I did for a while, then the company quit making them, and I never found a good replacement. It was like your T handle or your D handle. It hung off your belt, and it was just a hanger, and it did a good job. And they made a plastic one for a while, and plastic, it doesn't cut it. So I haven't found anybody else making them like that one, and no, I don't have any.
Yeah, see, I've got one of the ABS ones that I keep with my 18-inch Samson.
Right. So
it seems to work all right, but yeah, I'm sure there's plenty of options out there.
Yeah.
I'll tell you what, though, that tool magnet, that thing worked incredibly good for that lush shovel. Man, that thing sticky.
Oh, yeah.
I think they said it would hold 40 pounds. And you just put that thing onto your side.
You didn't lean against nothing metal.
Oh. Actually, you just left it attached to the shovel.
There you go.
Because if it grabbed hold of something, you were in a fight.
Right?
Yeah.
You certainly wouldn't want to get too close to your vehicle with it.
No.
Not at all.
That would not be good. No. So, but yeah, there's all kinds of good equipment out there. There's different companies now. DK Tools, they've got quite the variety of stuff. So, and then you just can't stock it all.
No. Now,
Mm,
Chuck, did you hear that XP is making a 9-inch HF coil?
no, they're
No?
still fighting over getting a new one in that's out there now, trying to get in.
I think they're having a more hard time with the software for it. Doesn't
Oh, it
seem like
could
the
be.
software is working too well.
Ah, well,
Oh,
nobody's reported that much to me. I mean, I'm back ordered on several of those coils, and the
well,
first
yeah,
shipment come in.
everybody is right now.
Yeah, there was 70 made it into the country on the first one, and there were 70 more sitting in customs yet. Was the last I knew. I didn't talk to them today, and I'm not planning on much getting out until next week with the weekend working out. A lot of them are taking Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday off, making a 4-day weekend out of it, which I
Yeah,
don't blame. And so we'll see what shows up after the holiday.
right?
Okay?
So that high frequency coil is a much. And Rizzo was showing that off at the hunt. Did you stop by and take a look at that, Randy?
Oh, yeah, I spent a lot of time over there looking at that thing.
Yep,
I'm sure you did.
yep. I thought I saw you over there. He wasn't far from me, like right next door. But yeah, it on that small beach gold you guys are after. That should be that thin chain and the small earrings. That
Gold
should be gold.
earrings,
Yeah,
Yeah, that would
gold
be that's
pendants.
where I'm thinking it'll showcase real good there.
yep.
Oh, yeah.
14 karat gold snap on. Just keep throwing them in a box. They'll add up someday. And with the price of gold right now at 100 and what is it, $6 a gram?
Wow.
Oh smokes!
Yeah, somewhere
106.
around there.
Yeah,
It would be
silver's up.
interesting to see if somebody brings one of them coils up to Alaska with you.
Yeah, yeah.
See how
We'll
that thing
see.
does up there.
Now we've had very experienced Deus users go on the trip with me, and the Deus failed miserably.
Yeah, that's what Alan said. Alan
Yeah,
said he
and
very
Alan was one of them. We've had George, a couple of them. And I
Yeah.
tell them, don't bring your Deus. It isn't going to do you any good. For some reason, that particular area and the Deus just do not get along. So they
Yeah,
found out.
like I said, not that it's a bad machine. It's just some machines excel better than others in certain scenarios.
That's right.
exactly. There's going to be places where the Manicore doesn't perform as good as the
That's right.
Deus. Just
That's
hey,
right.
Yeah.
And other things like that. They got a niche, every one of them. And the Deus was designed originally for European hunting to find cut quarters,
And
all these
hammers.
little tiny pieces. And they've expanded. They're doing better with it, but for the U.S. market, but where it shows up or shows off is on the beaches with fine jewelry.
pretty
Oh yeah.
amazing that every machine out there struggles on the small chains.
Hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah. Very few
How many of those got
actually do
bundled?
okay.
Yep. I Equinox 800 did pretty good on chains.
Yeah, it did. It does.
Yes, it does. But guess what? No more. They quit making them. They're 900s, and
Oh, they discontinued the 8 now, huh?
yes, they have.
Yes.
Oh, wow.
So, and that machine, wow.
That revolutionized metal detecting. It
Yes,
owned it for a long time.
yep, it did. So,
Yeah.
in the Explorer series, all the way up through the E-Track, the SE Pro, the E-Track for 1, 2, XS, that series was a high demand thing because they love silver. Oh my God, they love deep silver.
Wasn't
Oh
that
yeah,
30,
so did the
30 a
CTX.
high dollar one?
Yeah.
Yep, and then it went to the 3030. It's still, they consider that still the flagship of the coin treasure fleet.
Wow.
Yep. And it still
But the
loves deep
Monaco,
silver.
yep, oh boy. So that's that line. And then the Deus and the Deus 2 and the ORX and that kind of stuff. That's a different genre. They do very well. And then Garrett is the Garrett AT Pro was the top selling detector in the world for a while,
Yeah.
quite a while.
Yeah.
So they they're looking for the next big change in home run and in the manufacturing end of it. And there's been several that are working on PI units that discriminate. Well, they just haven't quite notched that in yet. And with that being said, when that comes out, the gold fields will light up like you wouldn't believe.
Oh yeah.
Now, Chuck, have you seen that Nocta machine that has that little box with the screen that you carry around?
The Invenio.
Good video, yes. I've actually got to run one, but I don't know what to do with it. It's just like they're tweaking this and that and they're working, and it's quite the unit, but it's a pricey one.
From what I saw,
Yeah.
what I think I saw 5,000 for the entry model and 7,000
Yes,
for the
sir.
pro model.
Yep. And then add-ons and that can take it up higher. So
That
yeah,
thing looks like running an X-ray on the ground.
well, basically, and there is an episode on Gary Drayton had one on the show on the Curse of Oak Island, and he was running it, and they had an anomaly show up, and they went back and dug it. Well, it was a big old hammer about 3.5 feet down. So
Wow.
Good depth.
it's going to show you things, soil change. They've used that over in DIV area, and where they find disturbed soil, they can see that with it too. So what they're saying was telling you is this may have been a pit, one of
Yeah,
the
used to identify
sawdust
hut
pits.
sites.
Yeah, so it has a purpose, but that's a lot of cash yet to go out and do
Yeah,
with
it
it.
is.
Yeah,
Yeah, but look
and
at the
of course
price of like the GPZ.
7,000. Yep,
That's a
yep,
lot of cash to drop on a unit too, but the prospectors can justify it.
yep. And I've seen a demonstration where they actually open a sidewall up or a bank, riverbank type thing, and put a 1 ounce nugget at 4 feet, and it was picking it up.
7,000?
Yes, sir.
Wow.
Wow.
It was
That's a
four
heck of
feet.
a demonstration.
But if you're thinking, man, I'll tell you what, I've seen some videos coming out of Australia, some guys digging some deep big ones that were hours of digging to get that thing out, and they've done it. And I'm not talking a 1 ouncer, I'm talking kilo nuggets,
Yeah,
and it's like,
yeah.
yeah, you got to believe in your machine, your ability to run your machine, and start digging.
And you
Sounds
got to be
like you
young
got to
enough,
believe
huh?
in you. It sounds like you got to believe in your ability to work a pick and a bottle of
Yep.
ibuprofen,
I'm mad after I'm
Uh,
putting scoops into the sand.
right?
so they make them powerful. They make them to do a particular job, and I know there's some others out there right now, some upstart type companies. I've had notification we're selling this. We're out of Bulgaria. We're making this detector, or there's been a couple others that have come and gone, and somebody might just hit a home run and come up with something that really, really turns the world on its ear in our detecting.
Be interesting to see what
So,
it is, what the next big thing is.
yeah, you just,
Right?
hey, all this R&D that's going on, all the advancements, and Josh and I've said, and I said this many times on the show, we're winning. We are. If you look at the machines, like the 800's dropping off right now, but what it brought forward, and then it moved to the 900, and the Manticores come in between those two, and the uh, 2300. Uh, all the others that have been out there, we're winning. It's just if we stay with the hobby and we can afford it.
Oh yeah. I
So
mean,
neat
with the
stuff.
like I said, with the 800, I've recovered and returned more than $20,000 worth of items.
Yes.
That's amazing.
Well, Randy, thanks for coming on. We like to get other hunters on, talk about what they found, and I appreciate you coming over. Our whole club does, and we were glad to see you enjoyed it, and you won. And that's cool. So I'm going to get out of here, boys.
And I
And
thank you guys for having me.
oh, you're welcome. You're welcome anytime.
Yeah,
We're heading
definitely.
back to the water tomorrow.
Well, good luck. Now, no, let's find a real gold one tomorrow.
Will do, sir.
There you
Think
go.
positive. Think
Yep.
positive thoughts.
Got to.
Yeah,
Hey, how cold's
exactly.
that water in Lake Michigan right now? That pretty cold yet?
Oh, no, not at all. No. It's got to be 68 degrees at least.
Yeah, I was going to say, I'd think at least 68, 70,
Oh, well,
Yeah,
maybe
I
even
have
72.
no problem walking in that water at all.
that,
And I
that's
go
dope.
chest deep, so
Okay,
no problem.
Nice.
there you go. Well, good luck. Be safe. Find gold, post it up, and we'll all go, wow.
You got that.
Yeah, yeah,
All
exactly.
right. Thanks for having me, Josh. Randy, we'll talk
Okay,
again.
Chuck. Thank you, Josh, for
All
having me
right.
on.
Yeah, definitely. Pleasure is all ours, Randy. And anything else you would like to mention before we let you go? Plug your club, anything like that?
Just looking forward to the Dig Fest coming up with that group of guys from the Illinois club. Yeah, that's looking forward to that one.
Yeah, that's going to be a good hunt for sure.
And then I'm
And
going to do back-to-back weekends because when I get back from Dig Fest, I'm going to go to that Midwest Silver Shootout here in Indiana,
there you go.
Lebanon, Indiana. I'm going to go to that too.
Yeah,
We're going to
that's
give it a
about
try.
I want to say that's about 2 hours for me.
Yeah, yeah.
Huh. Yeah, definitely. Both of them going to be some good hunts.
I'm looking forward to the Dig Fest.
Oh yeah, that one's going to be very good. And I know Alan was in the chat earlier.
I'll
I
bring
don't
both
know.
machines there.
I'm not sure if he's still in the chat or not. He may be. Yep, he is still in the chat.
I'm hoping to get enough dirt fishing time with the Legend so I can have a good grasp of what I need to do in the dirt with it, you know?
There you go.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then I'll take both machines up there for that.
Yeah, nothing wrong with that. It's always good to have an extra one to fall back on in case something happens or you just want to switch it up a little bit.
One in each arm. Keep them away from each other.
There you
Twice the
go.
target.
Right? Might be able to cover twice as much ground.
Doubt that. Oh, boy.
Well, good luck in the water tomorrow.
Hopefully I got some pictures to post because I don't have a YouTube channel and don't have a GoPro, so the best I can do are photos and post them.
Hey, that's all right. We sure do like seeing those posts.
Thank you, sir.
All right. You have a wonderful evening, my friend, and thanks again.
Thank you. Bye, everyone.
All right. Randy DeMario, talking metal detecting. Very, very interesting person to speak with. Definitely has some time in the hobby. Very cool. And like I said, got to learn a couple of things this week. I mean, that Cartier ring, apparently Cartier is one of the most counterfeited rings out there. And then to make matters worse, that particular design is the most counterfeited Cartier ring. So it's like the counterfeit of the counterfeit. It sure did look nice in the pictures, though. It definitely looked nice in the pictures. And maybe next time? Who knows? It could be the real deal. That's why you just got to keep trying. Get out there and try to find it. And post up the pictures if you can. You know how we like to see them. If you enjoyed the show, throw us a like. You can always follow us here, Beyond Sight and Sound on YouTube, or where the live streams are every Wednesday and Sunday as time and ability allow. Beyond Sight and Sound page on Facebook, Metal Detecting Beyond Sight and Sound Facebook group. All of the wonderful podcast distribution services. If podcasts are your thing, join us on one of them, all of them, or none of them. The choice is entirely up to you, but we are glad you joined us here tonight when Randy took some time to sit down and chat with us. Good guy to talk to, definitely, and very energetic about the hobby as well. I think we're going to roll on out of here. Obviously, rolling into July 4th weekend. Please, everyone, be safe. Have fun. Not too much fun. Be safe. And hopefully, just maybe, we'll see you on the next one. We're out of here. We sure are glad you found us here tonight. Thanks for dropping by and joining in. If you like metal detecting, treasure hunting, gold prospecting, or even entertaining discussion, check us out Wednesdays and Sundays, 8 p.m. Eastern, on your favorite podcast distribution services.